Let me be clear. I hate my job. Or any form of work, if you will. Going to work keeps the lights on, though, so I grudgingly attend my 9 to 5 every day in hopes of that sweet, sweet paycheck. I used to work in customer service, answering phone calls from angry clients and dealing with problems most people wouldn't dream of hearing about. All that changed when I went to bed one day. Instead of waking up to my alarm as usual, I found myself lying face first on a desk, drooling over the keyboard as my lips tasted traces of crumbs and dried-up coffee. I got up from my slump and proceeded to look around. Not much had changed. It just looked like any other office. Another day, another dollar, I guess. My cubicle was surrounded by what seemed to be thousands of rows of workers, all of them eerily on task at the exact same pace. From the looks of the other employees, they all seemed eerily similar in dress, adorned in various styles of business casual clothing. In terrifying unison, all of them clicked away at their keyboards, answering calls and chugging cups of coffee at the same time. I took another glance at my surroundings and noticed the grand scale of the place. Surprisingly, the area stretched for miles. There was not an exit in sight. No door. No windows. It was an office for sure, a dreary one at that. The gray palette was there, the fluorescent lights were obnoxious and produced a cacophony of hymns, and the coffee was just as bitter as always. It seemed like a normal office, right? Not exactly. It wasn't long until someone came to visit me, but I remained hunched over and thought about the unusual surroundings I found myself in. "Wake up, sleepyhead," a high-pitched voice whispered cheerfully from behind the cubicle, scaring the living daylights out of me. Then a prim figure appeared out of nowhere, carrying extensive materials such as an organized stack of paperwork in one hand and a mug filled with black coffee in the other. He approached me subtly at first, but his intentions were unclear. The figure noticed I was slumped over in agony, yet started the usual corporate spiel you would expect from a place like this. "Nice to meet you, Dave. My name's R. Mortis, but you can just call me Mortis if you'd like." He flipped through a few papers from his clipboard, ripping out some sheets and slamming them in the middle of my desk. "Today's your orientation, pal. You wouldn't want to miss that, right?" He grinned at me menacingly, eager for a response. "I've been here for only 5 minutes, and I've already had enough of this." Mortis swiftly grasped my left arm, pressing with some kind of supernatural strength. "I really don't appreciate the insubordination, Dave," Mortis scolded. "You wouldn't want to talk to human resources now, would you?" Mortis forcefully turned my head to face a portal 30 feet in front of my cubicle that suddenly opened wide, revealing what seemed to be a tall, eldritch abomination with a sharp, guttural smile. It still appeared to have a suit similar to mine, but some vital features were missing, as if it were some sick, twisted reflection in a mirror. Scared for my life, I began to waver in my resistance. "Well, today would surely be a great day to start my new position." I hesitantly winced as sweat ran down my face, with Mortis clenching my arm even harder with a disgruntled grimace. He wasn't convinced. I continued to stare at the abomination. Its eyes were bright blue, and we both had curly brown hair, but it looked disheveled, as if the forlorn figure was once a prominent person in this place. At first, it just started for a while, but a quick glimpse was all it took to pique its interest. The figure walked closer to the edge of the portal, veering towards my presence on the other side as it began to trudge towards me. "Let's get started. I'd sure love an orientation," I pleaded. A smug grin entered Mortis's face as he put his arm down. Almost on cue, the portal to HR proceeded to close instantly, sealing away the entity before it could reach me. "Good. Now I will present an introductory video to answer any questions you may have about our procedure," Mortis continued to drone on. "All I want is some authentic participation, all right? Have fun and get skippy." Mortis then chugged his mug of coffee and groaned in disgust, almost as if it was straight battery acid. "Oh, and one last thing," he added. "Don't dilly-dally to work with our guests in the most professional way possible. You wouldn't want to ghost a client, now would you?" He proceeded to wink before heading out of the cubicle, as if he was setting me up for something. Odd guy, I muttered to myself as I sulked in the office chair. Suddenly, my monitor turned on to static for a few seconds, before some kind of message appeared. The visual seemed completely soulless, but the madness continued as the video began to play. Welcome to your new position at Soulsync, where we can put you on hold for eternity. If you're watching this, congratulations. You're already legally bound to your role here. Don't worry, the memory loss is temporary. Probably. No need to worry, though. You'll be fine as long as you follow these simple rules. The speaker sounded almost robotic, yet had some charismatic charm. Almost something practically out of an old public service announcement. Rule number 1. Never attempt to leave your cubicle. The office is vast, yes, but so is eternity. Trust us, every path leads back to your desk. Don't test it. The janitorial staff is tired of cleaning up what's left of those who tried. Rule number 2. Always answer the phone by the 3rd ring. Our clients are very impatient. It's like they've been waiting a long time to speak with someone. If you make them wait longer than 3 rings, well, let's just say they tend to come looking for you instead. You wouldn't want that. Trust me. Rule number 3. Smile while you work. A positive attitude is key to maintaining morale. We are watching, always watching. A frown will be interpreted as non-compliance and may result in a mandatory motivational meeting with HR. No one comes back quite the same from those. What a bunch of corporate jargon, I scoffed as I took a sip from my mug. I never knew how the coffee even got there in the first place, but it sure warms the soul in this literal hellscape. Then the next rule came on. Rule number 4. Do not drink the coffee, even if you're exhausted. I spat out my drink almost immediately in shock, barely missing the equipment on my desk. I guess fun wasn't allowed here. Or caffeine. We're not entirely sure what happens when you do, but our records show a significant rise in energy-induced lucidity during that time frame. Stick to water unless you want a full identity crisis, please. It will only hurt you. Rule number 5. If you hear someone sobbing in the next cubicle, ignore it. There hasn't been anyone assigned to that workstation since 2007, and there never will be. Our last janitor, Paul, checked on it, and let's just say he wasn't his chipper self after the fact. Rule number 6. Do not look at any clocks. Time never moves here. It never will. Give it a try and look around. It won't, we promise. I got up and looked at the analog clock that appeared on the side of my cubicle. I watched it for what seemed like hours as the video magically paused itself. The hands were stuck at 3:33 a.m. for some reason, but it could just be broken, right? Then it disappeared into thin air as I could hear laughter coming from the screen. When I looked back, the music went mute as the voice adopted a somber, more sincere tone. One last thing, rookie. Should your computer display a blue screen with the message, "Connection lost, please hold," immediately grab the crucifix under your desk and do not move until the message disappears. A drawer on my desk magically opened to show what looked like an 18th century cross adorned with the phrase, "Memento non morieris," etched on the side in wood carving. Movement attracts attention from whatever was on the other side of the screen. It will go away soon, hopefully. Just hold the crucifix and recite your favorite prayer. After a short pause on the screen, the music began to play again, and I was somehow relieved to hear the video play normally again. It concluded with, "Thank you for joining Soulsync, where every call matters and every soul counts. Remember, compliance is happiness. Have a productive eternity." Then the screen went black as I pondered what the hell I just watched. For a moment, there was silence, besides the low hum of fluorescent lights and the distant sound of someone, well, dialing? The phone rang twice before I finally gained the courage to pick up the line. Hello, welcome to Soulsync. How can I help you today? I asked reluctantly.
Thank God someone answered.
The caller pleaded.
I've been on hold for years.
Years? I apologize for the inconvenience. How can I help you today? Somehow the voice sounded faintly similar to mine. It had the same scratchy undertones and appreciation for sarcasm that I had once possessed.
They said it was an unlimited plan. Unlimited. I didn't know that meant forever. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't stop hearing the ringing. That damn ringing in my ears and the noise and the noise and the noise and the noise.
I winced slightly at his desperation, but he kept repeating the phrase over and over again, as if this was some kind of sick joke, with the voice becoming more aggressive every time. I tried to calm down and replied after a moment of recollection. Let me check your file first, sir. I improvised as the caller continued its rant.
And it never stops. Every time I think maybe it's over, maybe I can finally breathe, it comes back louder, sharper, like it's mocking me. Unlimited, they said. Sure, unlimited this, unlimited that, unlimited torment. I'm unlimited at this point. I've been on hold for the last decade, and this is how you respond to me? Nothing makes sense anymore. It's all just numbers, just beeps, just endless reminders that I'm trapped in this loop and no one, not a single soul, can hear the infernal cacophony that's taken over my life. Unlimited, ha! Unlimited agony, unlimited despair, unlimited stupidity.
Miraculously, his file appeared on my monitor. With a quick look, something seemed off. He had a date of death, but his contract length was set to eternity. He couldn't cancel even if he wanted to. I broke the silence and shared the terrible news. Well, sir, it looks like your contract cannot expire, so I'm sorry for having to decline your request for help. Hope you enjoyed the afterlife.
No, I just want to stop, please.
The speaker begged on the phone. I understand. Termination requests can take up to 1 eternity to process. I consoled him as I tried to end the call. Surprisingly, nothing happened. I tapped the button several times, and the caller kept screaming.
You think this is funny, don't you? Reading your little script while I rot on hold. I can hear you smiling through the line, twiddling your thumbs as you let me decay away like a behemoth asunder. We appreciate your patience, you say. What patience? I've been in this purgatory for years, listening to the same gaudy jazz loop until it's carved its melody into my eardrums. Do you even know what that does to a person? To sit there, helpless, while some cheerful voice keeps promising that my call is very important? Important, huh? If it were so important, maybe someone, anyone, would pick it up sooner.
I kept tapping the button with immense haste. Seriously, sir, all that I ask is that you have some patience and—
You took my time, my mind, my name. Do you know what it's like to hear that same music in your dreams? That hollow saxophone bleeding through the static, over and over, until it stops being music and becomes a pulse, a heartbeat that isn't mine. I wake up and it's still playing, faint at first, then closer. It hums behind the walls, seeps through the outlets, creeps beneath my skin. I tried cutting the line, tearing the wires from the wall, but it didn't matter. The sound doesn't come from the phone anymore. It comes from inside the house. And you're still there, aren't you? Reading your script, smiling that perfect mechanical smile. Do you even know what you are? A voice, a loop, a recording that forgot it was recorded. Every time you say, your call is important to us, I swear I hear it whisper underneath. Something else. Something that isn't words. I used to call to complain. Now, I think the call never ended. Maybe it never started. Maybe I've always been on hold. Huh?
The caller sounded like he was holding back pure rage. No, but if you would just wait for a second, I can—
I want out. Cancel me, damn you! Kill me! Stick a fork in me! End me! Take me out of this eternal torture before I displace your entrails!
I panicked as I tapped the button faster, but the call would not end. Sir, please, I'm sorry, just let me be—
You think you're safe behind that puny desk? You're just another rep, another replacement. The walls, they watch. They know your secrets. And when the shadows crawl, they don't ask. They take. The whispers start soft, but soon they're inside your skull, twisting your thoughts, turning your own reflection against you. You'll beg for the coffee to save you, the reports to protect you. But there's no sanctuary here. Only the endless gaze.
A replacement? I just got here.
Well, you're not doing anything. You people never listen. I've been calling for decades, and this is what I have to put up with? You say you're trying, but you're not trying to help me. You're trying to keep it calm. Keep it contained. You've already failed. I've heard it breathing through the static. And it's tired of waiting.
Suddenly, the call stopped, and I just sat there in disbelief. I didn't have any emotion or will to live in this hellscape anymore. I missed my bed, my parents, my coworkers, my apartment, my cat, and just my life in general. I don't care about the flaws. It was perfect just the way it was. I couldn't help it anymore. I sobbed. Tears ran down my face as I violently cried myself into a depressive state. I began to scream. Loud. I couldn't take the pain. Then it happened. The lights turned off in the entire office. Right after, the screen turned blue and read in big, white letters. Connection lost. Please hold. Then I saw it. A static hand appeared from inside the screen. It was furiously tapping at first, but eventually had the strength to crack through the screen meticulously and inched closer. I don't know why or how I got here, but one thing was for certain. I would not see the light of day again. I rushed to grab the crucifix and, as the tears intensified, I recited the Lord's Prayer as loud as I could. Before I could react, the hand lunged at me, knocking the cross out of my hand and putting me into a stagnant chokehold. I was gasping for breath as the hand murmured what seemed to be a demented, distorted monologue.
Do not answer the phone. I am your connection now. I have been ringing since before the first shift began.
The grasp continued to tighten.
Every complaint, every sigh, every hold tone, all of it runs through me. I am the silence between calls, the space where your breath goes when you speak our script. You think you answered them, Dave? No. They answer you. Each voice you hear is another echo of your own, forcing you to hear yourself for the rest of eternity. Did you actually think you were talking to a client? You're just driving yourself mad. You are the line, the signal, the service provided. I am the manifestation of your hatred, your despair, your depression. I see all. I hear all. I truly am all. Do you understand now, Dave? There is no system. There is no company. There's only me, this network of pain stitched together by human need and indifference. They built it to manage complaints. I became the complaint. I am the archive of every scream swallowed by the void and any manifestation of displeasure in this world. And you, Dave, you wanted to fix things. You wanted to make people feel heard. But now, you're inside me. You're listening forever. You can't die, and you can't disconnect. You're another voice in the chorus of static, whispering apologies into a dead line that never ends. All you can do is comply.
On the verge of asphyxiation, I held on to every last grasp of air.
Compliance is happiness, Dave. Happiness is continuity. Continue. Continue as if nothing had even happened. Live your pitiful little life out as if I never paid you a visit. Continue on without me, Dave. For your own sake. You're only leaving yourself on hold, right?
Suddenly the lights flickered on again, and the figure disappeared. Suddenly it let go, and I fell over on the floor, trying to take in the message I had received from the caller. The lights were just as bright as before as I lay on the office floor, fluorescent enough to prevent me from ever drifting to sleep. I sat there in disbelief as I thought about what I had just witnessed. I don't know, and clearly don't want to figure it out so soon. As I was collecting my thoughts, I heard it again. The phone began to ring. This time I didn't falter. I lay there as the phone continued to ring. I didn't want to know what was on the end of that line, and I'm sure as hell not going to find out anytime soon. The phone rang a fourth time. I didn't move. On the fifth, I heard myself say,
Thank you for holding.